the doctor in front of your name.
Yeah. But you're an advocate though for not just Ronnie, but also women in general, just kind of like, holding a mirror and just getting to know your body.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I recommend to anybody I talk to, all my clients, at least once a month, once in between, after every menstrual cycle, just get you a little hand mirror and, open up, say hello.
Okay.
And however you want to, Meg said, put one leg on the headboard, look the other leg out, look at however you, whatever your flexible capacities say, show, one leg up on the toilet seat, in the shower, whatever, just laying back on the bed, throw them both back behind your head, however, whatever works. But just get your hand mirror and just look so that you could just become familiar with what's happening down there. What does it look like? What's the positioning of certain things? Like, especially a lot of work that I do is with Christian women who aren't having sex. And clitoral atrophy is a thing. Like, it's kind of rare, but still very possible. Okay. And so you're not going to be able to notice if you're experiencing any atrophy if you're never looking at it. And unfortunately, a lot of us who come from those conservative religions who hold abstinence as a value believe that they don't need to engage with their body in that way unless they're getting ready to offer it over to their spouse. And so that goes back to the beginning of why I do what I do with Black women never being in a place of feeling like their body is their own. And I even had someone once tell me that, I'll just wait my husband to show me what's down there.
But where's the autonomy?
The agency, and there's no ownership.
Right.
And by when we do that, when you don't feel any ownership in yourself, you don't have any agency, you're more readily susceptible to disregard and abuse because you don't feel any sense of self or worth or value. When someone else treats you as if you don't have any worth or value. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that tracks. Right? And so just by looking, you don't have to, if you're not comfortable right away, you don't have to touch yourself. And I think it's important to understand the difference between like self-pleasure and exploration. We're moving, our labia, pulling back the hood just to, number one, for circulation, to fight against atrophy, but also just make sure you're not seeing any discoloration, that you're not seeing any, if the labias are hanging a little bit lower or things are, shifting or, things like that. I had an experience, I had weight loss surgery in 2016 and I had lost over 100 pounds. And prior to that, I had never been, focused on looking at my vulva. I couldn't quite reach it actually because, I was built for it tough. I couldn't.
Stop?
I'm just saying, I couldn't get down there. But after I had lost weight and I got, a little bit more of my flexibility back, I was like, hey, what's going on down there? And I was like, what's going on down there? I was so concerned. Like, I spent a lot of time and a lot of money on copays going back and forth to the doctor, like, hey, what's happening? And my doctor, who I love, Black woman, was like, girl, it's skin. She was like, when when you lose weight and stuff move and shift and hang everywhere? She was like, did you think that your vulvas were going to be any different? And what I was really, I thought I was like, I had growth and this and that. It was just a hymenal tag. The hymen went away, it, separated as it does. And it was just the skin just hanging out there. And I was like, but I was so shocked and so scared and so afraid. And oh my God, and I never did anything. And I promise I didn't cheat on you. My husband was like, girl.
But that's why it's important to be an advocate for studying our bodies and being familiar with it, even outside of the bedroom.
Correct.
When you're engaging in intimacy or whatever.
Correct. Yeah. And I think that's the key part that you said, outside of the bedroom, because unfortunately we spend a lot of time connecting our bodies to sex. When we think about our bodies, we think about our genitals, we think about nudity, we only really have that conversation in relation to sexual expression, but bodies aren't inherently sexual. We are sexual beings as humans, but bodies aren't inherently sexual. Nudity isn't inherently sexual. You looking at your, your vulva and make sure everybody is where it's supposed to be isn't inherently sexual, but because we do that, then the shame and the guilt that is attached to sexual expression comes right along with it.
The doctor in front of your name.